With the intention entities under our belt, we can finally look at the third component, the dialog. In fact, at this point, our chatbot can understand some intent and detect a few specific pieces of information thanks to entities. What we are missing is using this information to formulate appropriate responses to the user. We do so in this module to create a simple but useful chatbot. In this lab, we'll start by defining chit-chat responses. Let's kick things off by investigating the dialog and adding a good prompt for our chatbot. First, click on the dialog section of your skill. Here. Take a moment to investigate the default welcome and anything else nodes that were generated by default for you by clicking on them. Okay. Open the Try It Out panel and click on the clear link at the top to start testing the chatbot from scratch. The default prompt, "Hello, how can I help you?" is actually not very user-friendly. Let's change it. Close the Try It Out panel and then select the Welcome node. Here you will want to edit the response to say, "Hello, my name is Florence and I'm chatbot here to assist you with your questions about store hours, locations, as well as flower recommendations." Like this. Okay. Change the name from Florence to whatever flower inspired name you prefer to make it yours. "Hello, my name is..." Okay, I will just use my name, Daniel, and I'm a chatbot here to assist you with your questions about stores, our locations, as well as flower recommendations, like this. Okay. And open Try It Out panel and click the clear link at the top once again. This time you should see the much more informative prompt we just specified. Okay, good. Now try replying hello in the Try It Out panel. What happens? Watson recognizes the right intent, i.e. greetings, but doesn't have a node to handle greetings, so the fallback node, anything else, was executed. We'll remedy this in the next exercise. It is worth noting that if you enter a greeting or anything at this point multiple times, you will get a different response each time. The reason for this is that the anything else node has 3 response variations by default. Furthermore, these are set in sequential mode, so every time we hit this node, the next response variation is provided to us, as is shown like this. Right? Again? Yeah, like this. So, if we didn't care about the specific order, we could set this to random, and a random variation would be provided each time. The reason why we want a variation is that we don't want to robotically say to the user, "I don't understand every time the chatbot fails to handle the user input with an appropriate node. It gets old fast and makes our chatbot come across as not as smart as it could be. For nodes that are unlikely to be hit multiple times within a conversation, it's okay to have a single response with no variations. In every other case, variations are good to have. For nodes that are unlikely to be hit multiple times within a conversation, it's okay to have a single response with no variations. In every other case, variations are good to be. You might wonder whether you should prefer sequential or random for your variations. Sequential works when you plan to leverage your knowledge that the node was hit multiple times to provide a better response to the user. Random, when the variation that is given to the user doesn't matter. Go ahead and add a fourth variation. To the anything else node. Here. Read. With the following test. This, it looks like we are not quite getting each other today. Would you like to talk to human agent instead? If so, please contact us at blah 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 or email us at like that. The slash before at this one is needed to display the specific character, something that programmers call escaping. Because we have these node responses set in sequential mode, we ensure that this escalation of the sort is only given as an option after we fail to understand the user four times in the same conversation. If this was set to random, we'd risk escalating the very first time we don't understand the user, which is typically not what we want. Okay, now let's add a chit-chat node. As you know, we have 3 chit-chat intents, like this. Here, greetings, thank you, and goodbyes. We now need to have nodes that specify what response we want to give the user when such intents are detected. We have a couple of strategies possible here. We could create 3 nodes, one for each of these intents. This is the most common and simple approach. The other option would be to create a single node for chit-chat that uses multiple conditional responses attaching a condition to each response. I'd recommend that you stick to the traditional way as it's more flexible. It allows us to add more chit-chat nodes down the line, as well as making the chit-chat logic more complex if needed. We do still want to keep things organized, separating small talk from domain-specific nodes. So, we'll create a folder for chit-chat, and we'll create 3 nodes inside for now. Okay. At any time, you'll be able to collapse or expand the folder by clicking on the folder icon next in the chit-chat folder. Okay, now follow these steps to implement this in your chatbot. First, click on the Add Folder button. name the folder chit-chat. You don't need to specify a condition for the folder, as the conditions of the child nodes will surface. And second, we need to ensure that the folder is located between our prompt node, i.e. welcome, and our fallback nodes, i.e. anything else. So if it was created above the welcome node or below anything else, then you'll want to click on the 3 vertical dot icon to the right of the folder, and then click move. Next, you will select the welcome node and click on the below node. This will move the folder below welcome if it opens the folder for you. Click on the X icon to close it and to return to the dialog. Select the option for the node by clicking on the 3 vertical dot icon, sometimes called the More Options or Kebab menu in the chit-chat folder. Then click Add Node to folder. Add a node to folder. Right? Like this. This will create an empty child node within the folder. Okay, next. Name this node Greetings. We want it to be executed when the greetings intent is detected. So, if assistant recognizes enter the greetings intent, autocomplete will help you find the intent. Not that useful here, but quite handy in complex chatbots with many intents. It is worth noting that you can make the condition of a node as complex or as simple as you'd like. You can use or alias or at or alias at and to make the condition more complex. We don't want this here, but if we wanted to execute a node, if the intent detected was either greetings or goodbyes, we could simply type greetings or goodbyes in the node condition. Then enter a few appropriate responses. Right here. Greetings. The scenario we are handling here is one in which we already greeted the user with our prompt and they replied with a greeting. So we should greet them back without repeating the prompt verbatim. Enter a few responses to offer some variations. If we get a greeting happy user. For example, hi there. How can I help you? And hello. How may I assist you today? Or hi. What can I help you with? Like this. Normally, I'd advise against open-ended questions such as how can I help you? But since we already qualified the scope of the chatbot in our prompt, we can get away with it here. You can leave the response variations set to SQL or set them to random if you prefer. The third option, multi-line, is not applicable here, as it would provide a response over multiple lining using each response you wrote as its own line, de facto asking the user 3 variations of how can I help you all at once. This is what this one is what the node will look like if you followed each step correctly. Got it? Then assist issues section at the bottom of the node defines what happens after this node has been executed and a response was given to the user. In the case of this node, after we responded to the user, we expect them to enter some more questions. So you can also leave wait for reply as the final action for this mode. Wait for reply. Close the node. And open the try it out panel. Click the clear link to start a new conversation. And try to reply, hi. If you see a proper response like this, hi, yeah, or hello, hello. Something's wrong. Okay, let's see. Greeting, right? Sequential. Alright, then random. Okay. Okay. Hi. Yeah. Oh, or okay, we're gonna call hi Daniel. It's long, and I think we need to fix it.